Mr. Jose Fregoso. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How's life been since we saw you last?
It's been great.
Anything changed?
A lot. Daily.
Good. Good. So I want to get into your story, your journey, and was hoping you could start us wherever you want to share us in your earlier childhood, things that made you pick the path that you did.
Sure. Well, I came from a place called um, La Concepcion, which is Jalisco, Mexico. Growing up, I mean, we didn't have any technology. I think I saw a TV till I was like 8 years old. So yeah, we didn't have that. Um, Things that nowadays kids has. Um, I feel like it was a great time for kids back then than they are right now because like all you see is kids on their cell phones, on their tablets, uh, like behind the screen, if it makes sense. And for us, at least for me, it was a lot different. Like we go out and play.
Could you scoot just a little closer? Yeah, there you
So we just go out and play, whatever that means back then. Like uh for me it was even like picking a stick and hitting it with another stick. That's how we grew up. Like it was really rare to like have a ball or anything to be able to kick. So we just like kind of improvise all the time growing up. But it was great. It was great. I mean, I had really good grandparents. I grew up with them. Um, and they teach me a lot of things. My grandma teach me how to like cook, how to do all the things around the house. My grandpa teach me how to work, how to have a good work ethic, and be responsible more than anything else. And yeah, I think I had a really good childhood growing up with um, my grandparents. And I moved to this beautiful country when I was 16 years old. I moved to LA when I was 16 years old. I actually turned 16 the second day I put my foot here in the USA. So I moved in with my mom because she was already here living since, I don't know, way back. I think I was 5 years old when she moved here. And like I said, I just moved later with my mom. I lived there for 3 years when I decided to move to Colorado. So the very first job that I had, I think I was like 17 or not even 17. I think I was on my late 16s. My first job, it was at Taco Bell. And that was like a nightmare for me. The main reason was like language. Like I didn't speak the language and just like everything was different to what I was used to. And even so, I had a really good friends there and a lot of good people that like give me a hand trying to like adapt to to the system. And I worked there for 3 years till I decide to give it a try somewhere else. So those 3 years, I learned a lot. I was the staff at Taco Bell, like prepping all the food, like just just having one of these all the time, just listening to the people over the drive-through, and
How hard is that to hear somebody through the drive-through?
it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying, like just hearing like nonstop all day is is just um annoying. That's how I can describe it. But I mean, at the same time, like kind of helped me out trying to like have a better understanding of like what was going on around me. Like just by listening to the people over the microphone, like I was like, oh, I know what they're trying to order. Or I mean, even I didn't understand the whole speech. I kind of like tried to put 2 cents to it and figure it out to kind of like try to make it faster because right there they take timing and quality and all that stuff. So it's not just like preparing the food. But I mean, it took me a while to kind of get used to it because, like you said, the language was a huge part of it, and just like trying to even make a taco. I mean, it's not rocket science, but like you're used to like something completely different, right? And this is all like pre-make. All you have to do is just put on the boiling water, and it's 30 minutes, and you're up. It's ready to serve. It just, I mean, it was just a lot of like things to it, but little by little, like I was learning, and like I said, I had like really good people like in front of me, kind of like taking their time to teach me like how to do things, like why we do this, why we do that, and then
How long did you work there?
3 years, 3 full years.
And in those 3 years, did that help build just confidence in yourself with learning the language and just mastering your work in that setting?
It took me lots of beating down by other people to kind of like learn it, trying to like push myself to be better than somebody else. Because, I mean, there's people there that has been working for 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, I met people that it was working there for 20 years. And then on the back of my mind, I was like, well, like, I don't want to do this for
Mhm,
20, 10, not even 5 years.
mhm.
Because, like, it just didn't feel right. I mean, I love that place. I love the people. I mean, you always, everywhere you go, you're going to have ups and downs, no matter what. But for me, it was like building me for something different, just giving me the knowledge, just seeing people there for 10, 20 years, just doubting myself if that was what I wanted to do. And it wasn't, thank God.
So, how much English did you know before you moved to California?
None.
What was the process? How did you learn?
The process was an ex girlfriend.
Mm,
Um, it's funny because that's the whole reason why I even try. Um, so we were dating while we were working together at Taco Bell. Like, I'm not gonna say names or anything. Just if you ever heard this, like she would know that I was talking about her. But so we were dating for like over a year, almost 2 years. I would say 2 years, and then we broke up for X reasons, and then she just like treated me like trash, pretty much, right? Basically, her words were like, "Yeah, like you don't even have a car." I didn't have a car back then. I mean, I was riding my bicycle, and yeah, so that was her words that I didn't speak the language. That like I wasn't good for anything, and that kind of like made me try harder. Like I was like, well, I don't want anybody else to treat me that way. Like, that kind of gives me the guts to go out there and try new things. And this is gonna sound weird, but the owner of the restaurant that I was working in, she was like an older lady, really good person. I mean, she will come to the store, and every time she will seat me, she will start like, like not screaming, but like happy, just like calling me. She will be like, "Hey, Fregoso, how's it going? Like, it's good to see you." I mean, I I was like 17 years old, and it was just weird to me that like somebody will have that attention towards me.
Do you think her excitement towards you is the reason why you stayed there for as long as you did?
Yes, yes, because like I said, I had a lot of ups and downs there, and then she was like the main reason why I stayed there the longest I did. I mean, I stayed there more than I wanted to, but I mean, it's a process, right? So funny because she was the person who uh, encouraged me to start learning the language. And believe it or not, she hired a personal teacher to teach me while I was there working. Like, she hired this guy to teach me 2 hours every day. And I mean, I'm like, I can't thank her enough because she took the time, the money, and like she didn't even know that I was gonna stay there, which back in my mind, like for me was like, yeah, I gotta get out of this place. But I really appreciate her taking the time and being really nice to me. Unfortunately, like I had other problems, like game problems. I mean, growing up in LA, uh, it's not easy. I mean, we were fighting like almost every other day with some gang members in the apartments that we live in, and then I mean that was just brutal. And yeah, at the same time, like I just wanted to do something different, and a lot of things happened for me to like take that um, decision to move and come over to Colorado. So the first one was uh, I had a lot of problems, like I said, with gay members, and I had a problem with my stepdad at that time that I wasn't like happy about, and like I felt like it was the right time for me to move, and I did. So I moved to Colorado for the first time, stay here for 6 months, kind of start on a framing company as a labor, pushing a broom, and then stay here 6 months. I went back and stay with my aunt, a really good person. Like, I mean, I was on really bad habits at that time. Like, I mean, and she kind of was like my angel that walked me through the my darkness. And I'm really glad that I went back and stay over there for a whole year. That was like what I needed to change my ways. And I mean, I ended up going back to Taco Bell, just a different place. And so, talking to the manager one day, I asked her that I wanted to get some extra hours on a different store because I mean, they have like 5, 10, 15 like stores.
Mhm.
owning by
Yep.
the same guy or whatever.
Yep.
And so this store manager, she's like, "Well, let me talk to my boss, and then I'm sure we can figure something out for you because like you're a hard worker." And so, by the way, I meant to say this earlier. Um, so like every store compete with each other, right? About timing, about quality, about all this stuff. So, and the store that I was seeing in LA, we were number two. When I started in there, I think they were like number 10. So as like start learning and like I started like showing a lot of progress over time. And then so when I get this job on Visalia on Fresno, California, at Taco Bell, there were number 12. I mean, I already knew all the system. Like I was really fast. Like my quality was really good. And then, I mean, they were really happy with my work. So talked to the manager, and then the boss, the owner, actually take the time to come and talk to me. And he told me something that I always keep in mind that like it has brought me up to this day. So he sit down and he talked to me for like 30 minutes. And first of all, he thanked me for the hard work, the work ethic that I show every day coming to work and be responsible and all that stuff. And then, so he asked me, what is the reason that you want to get more hours? I'm like, because I don't make enough money. And he was like, yeah, I can see that. And he's like, so you want to get more hours so you can make more money? I'm like, pretty much. That's what I'm asking for. And I feel like shouldn't be too hard to do, right? And he's just like, well, like, first of all, like, yeah, that's not a problem. But you're gonna be worthless to me if I give you more hours on a second store. And that kind of like triggered something on me. I was like, what is this guy talking about? Like, I don't get it. You know, it's like the main reason is like you're gonna be tired. You know, after your 8 hour shift here, going to a second shift, like your body's not gonna be the same. Your mind is not gonna be the same. Your work ethic is gonna decrease. Like you're not gonna be at the same level that you are right now. And I was like, so what do you mean you're not gonna give me the hours? Like I can show you that I can do it. You know, doesn't matter. I'm young. I'm strong. But well, if you guys didn't know back then, I used a lot of steroids. But it's like, well, like no, I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna offer you something better. I was like, oh God, here we go. I thought he was just gonna give me like a useless speech or something. It's like I wanted you to remember this. It doesn't matter if you stay here or if you go somewhere else. Like I want you to use this on your daily um, basics. He told me work smart and not hard. I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Can you say that one more time?
He told me work hard, sorry, work smart and not hard. And like I said, it didn't make any sense to me. I was young, I was crazy, and didn't know any better. And he's like, I want you to become a manager. You're gonna work less and you're gonna work and you're gonna make more money. So he's like, I'm gonna talk to my store manager to start training you for you to move up and become a assistant manager. I was like, okay, sounds great. You know, less work, more money. I'm in, whatever that means. So I ended up not staying there. Like, probably stay there for another week or two, and then I moved back over here. But I bring that with me. So I came back to work for the same company, a framing company, and then they put me on the labor 30 again. And so I talked to the foreman. I was like, you know what, dude? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to push the broom. Like, I want to be up there, like with the other guys are. You know, like I don't want to pick up their trash anymore. It's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, dude. I've never been more sure than anything. He's like, well, let's do it. So he started like putting me like every week with a different guy, just trying like to see what they were doing and how they were doing it and all that good stuff.
And at that point, did you have any any experience in framing, or were you kind of just
None.
none? You were
Uh,
strictly cleanup crew at that point.
yes. And I mean, when I was doing the labor work, I had to do like handrails and safety rails, stuff like that. I was terrible at swinging the hammer. If I say that I hit my fingers 1,000 times, it's just like a little bit. Because every time I swing the hammer, I hit my fingers all the time until like I tried like harder. Like, I'm gonna do it harder if that way it hurts more. And then that's how I got experience in swinging the hammer, just doing rails by hand. Wasn't allowed to use any special tools or anything like that. Just hammer and nails. That's what you need. But
Was there a moment while you were doing all these or working with all these different people that like an aha moment, like, oh, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life?
well, the reason why I wanted like um, be a carpenter, the main reason was because I was tired of these guys taking advantage of me all the time, just leaving their mess behind. And 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it was on purpose, just to be down on the lower guy. And it's fair. I mean, nobody wants to clean up. Like even up to this day, kind of like try to be good at it. You know, try not to like be too hard on the guy cleaning after me, but I try to clean it. I mean, I don't do a really good job, but I try. But yeah, that was kind of like um, the breaking point to me, like just hitting my fingers that many times that I was like, well, I want to be able to use a gun, and I had to hit my own fingers every time I'm using the hammer. And then they just bring back memories. I just saw the other day a guy trying to use a hammer. It was the funniest thing I ever saw. I mean, I was bad. Like I'll tell you, like straight up, I was bad with the hammer, but this guy was like beyond my imagination. It was it was great just watching this guy trying to use a hammer.
It's good to hear your backstory. So for anyone that doesn't know this, which is probably almost everyone listening, we Jose was supposed to be our first guest, and we had some technical difficulties, and we recorded a full episode, but we didn't because it didn't record. So we're doing it again. that's kind of why it started off a little differently this time. But just to get back to kind of the mission of this podcast, Jose, tell us what you're doing right now in your career, how long you've been doing it, and I mean, you kind of told us the very start, I guess, between getting that first opportunity and where you're at now. How was that trajectory?
Well, it's been a journey for sure because, like I said, they gave me the opportunity to learn and how to become a framer, a carpenter, and just building all those skills. I mean, it was a life changing for me because I mean, I feel like I was finally good for something, because I never fit that well on all the places that I worked before. And then I was like, I actually enjoy doing this. And just like using the gun, using the saw, using the screw gun, using the level. I don't know that I see a level laser until later. But I mean, it was great. It was great, and I felt like I was meant to do that. Because when I work, I also work picking up grapes on the fields back in California. I was like, yeah, this is not fun. This sucks. Like I don't want to do this. Even when I was at Taco Bell, I really enjoy it, especially the free food all day long, all you can eat. That was the best. If you guys don't know me, I like free lunches. I will never turn down a free lunch. But um, yeah, I mean, it was a journey for me because I work with a lot of people, good people, bad people. Just, I mean, we have a little bit of everything here and there. But I mean, I want to thank the people who actually take their time and try to like teach me um, something, right? Because I mean, I feel like it takes a lot of patience for somebody to try to transfer what they know to somebody new. You know,
I mean, I feel like you only realize how hard that is when you go to do the same thing, when you get a guy under you and oh, now it's my turn to teach the next guy
yeah,
what I know. It's hard. I mean, it's you.
I can relate to that nowadays. I didn't know how hard it was until like I had to do it myself. Try to transfer my knowledge to somebody else. It's hard. It's mind blowing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Uh, you laugh a lot while you're teaching somebody. Just like watching the guy doing something, it just brings back memories. Because that's how it was. Luckily, I wasn't that um, knucklehead. But so I work, I want to say 2 years with a lot of guys like under their wing, trying to learn um, how to frame, how to square, uh, how to do things, how to build things. Like even like changing a header, like you need to know what you're doing. You have to like um, take the time to get the dimensions right. Make sure that what you're doing is right. That it is plumb. That it is level. That it is square. And over time, so I did a good habit for myself, like watching people how they were doing things and kind of like coming out with my own ideas. That's how I like became who I am right now. Right now, my current position is a carpenter for a good company, and hopefully moving up soon here shortly in the next 4 or 5 months. Just moving up to the next step, and yeah, But I think I done it all in construction. Uh, I want to say 13 years ago, believe it or not, for a guy that is afraid of heights, I was doing tower cranes. I was an operator for tower cranes. That didn't work out really well, like I said, because being afraid of heights doesn't work.
Is there a story behind why you decided to stop doing that?
Yes, is to begin with. Um, so I was the company that I was working for. So they had a lot of good people's, a lot of good people and bad people at that time. So they we got kind of got slow at that time. That was back in 2008, and then they were like letting go a lot of people. And then, like I said, back then I already had a name for myself in the company, but I mean, there were some people there that they were really good friends with all the people, and then this guy got fired for whatever reason, and they kind of like kicked me out to bring this guy back, and I ended up doing roofing, single roofings for 3 years, and then when I came back into construction, it was to a tower crane operator. That's how I got back into construction. Um, this guy that I met while working for this framing company, he was a superintendent for a general for GC, and then I know him very well. I know his dad very well. And one day I just got a call. It's like, "Hey, Fregoso, how's it going, man?" It's like, "I haven't seen you in a while." I'm like, "Yeah, man, just working." It's like, "What are you doing these days?" I'm like, "Nothing, just doing roofing." It's like, "Do you want to become a crane operator?" I was like, uh, "What is that?" Because I never heard of it. He's like, "Oh, nothing. I just heard that you're really good with controls and stuff like that." Because I had an uncle that was still working there, and he thought like highly about me. He's like, "Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's give it a try." And that's how I became a crane operator. I did it for 2 years, and then so after that was done, they asked me if I wanted to like become a foreman for this company. I'm like, by all means, I wanna get back into construction. I wanna build stuff and do things, and I did. So they gave me the opportunity, and then I finished this job in downtown. It was 2 buildings left, so pretty much I was left by myself. I needed to do all the punch by myself. I needed to run the inspections by myself. I needed to talk to the GC by myself. Like pretty much, I turned like the 2 buildings by myself. Like it wasn't a lot, but it was here and there a lot of things that they needed to be done, right? But like just like talking to people, and that kind of like gave me more opportunities um to like more people to know me.
Yep. I mean, you have gotten to see every side of it in every, I would say, almost every trade. So you have a very vast knowledge in your background. What opportunities are there to become an entrepreneur or to own your own business in this industry?
It doesn't take much, honestly. You just gotta like be good at what you're doing, and then there's a lot of opportunities out there. I actually had my own company for a while. I was doing my own thing for a while. I did several projects for a lot of GCs, and then one day I just got tired, the stress, because it puts a lot of stress on you. You know, I was every day 4:30 a.m. ready to go. Didn't make it back to bed until like midnight that day. And it was like that every single day until like start losing my hair. I start like s- being just stressed out every day, like nonstop. And then I realized that the bad habits that I was getting into, like not sleeping well, just eating uh, trash food all the time. At one point, I don't know, like if you or somebody beat me when I was like super overweight at one point. Like for a guy that is 5'7", weigh 200 almost 30 pounds, that's a lot. That should like tell you something about that you're doing something wrong. But anyways, so I kind of like wanted to put that to the side, and then I was hired on this company that I'm working right now as a carpenter. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoy. I've been here for as an employee for 5 years. I worked for them as a sub for 3 years, something like that. Don't really have it on top of my mind right now, but I met really good people. I make really good friends, and like I feel like a lot of people notice me, like who I am, like the work, the type of work that I do, the work ethic that I have, and then I think that uh,
Yeah, and I can speak to that a little bit. Within our company, you are kind of the go-to guy when we have an issue that takes a lot of skill to resolve. A lot of skill as a carpenter or just anything really. Um, Craftsman related, I would say. How does that feel to be that person in the company?
well, it feels great to a certain point, right? Because I've been wanting to move up in the company, but I understand that is like when you have that kind of like value in your position, it's hard to get replaced. It's a good thing and a bad thing, at least the way that I see it. But like I said, I have a lot of fun doing what I'm doing because, like I said, I've been knowledge by a lot of people, and that kind of like makes me feel good about myself, about the skill set that I've been building over the years. And like I said, like my skill set is not just down to framing or building something. Like I have done a lot of things in the trade that he has opened a lot of doors along the way. He said I can do anything from framing a wall to roof uh, to installing windows, frame doors. I mean, you name it.
Take yourself back 10 years ago when you're not brand new, you're not as experienced as you are right now. What are the two most important traits that someone in your position 10 years ago needs to have to make it to your level now?
Well, first of all, like you need to have a will in your life. You have to have a reason. You have to have a purpose. And for me, like I said, it has always been my family. Support for my family, to be better for my family. And that's that's how it was for me. Just like as you guys know, like I didn't even finish high school because I never had the time or the opportunity. But um I also didn't like just want to be a laborer all the time. So for me, getting better every day and provide for my family was kind of like what triggered everything.
No, yeah, that was your purpose.
That was my purpose in life to try to be better of what I was doing back then. And I think I master it. Like I said, I don't know everything, but like the thing that I the good thing that I have, I would say, is like I have common sense when I'm doing things. Like for me, common sense and knowledge comes handy, comes by the hand.
I mean, all three of us know the day to day, the stress, and also how physically demanding what we do, how physically demanding it is. Are there things that you do differently that have helped you create career longevity?
Yes. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I was a person who was addicted to steroids. Back then, I had like all the strain. Like that wasn't even a problem. I was big. I was mean. I mean, what else could I ask for, right? But nowadays, like you just have to take a second to take a breath. I'm not on my early 20s anymore, but like just seeing my family happy kind of gives me the strength that I need to go through the week. And I mean, just eating right, try to get a good night of sleep really helps on the long run.
So, for those guys that are always on the go, working their day job, doing side jobs like you do, how do you find the time to eat healthy?
That's hard. I been strongly a lot because, like, as you guys know, I've been on a carnivore diet for at least over a year and a half when I started my diet because my health was trash. It was really bad to the point where the doctor wanted to give me some pills for blood pressure, for cholesterol, and all this stuff. I was really bad at one point where I was like, man, like just getting up, it hurts so much. And um, just going through the day, it was miserable for me. But I take the decision to kind of like give it a try and kind of change my diet a little bit because I tried the doctor's diet, didn't work out, it just made me feel worse. And at the same time, I didn't want to like take any medicine for it because once you go in, like it's hard to get out. So I was like, just give me a couple of years and then we'll see how we go. And then I pretty much stopped eating junk food by all means, at least for the first 6 months. I was just eating like steak, chicken, fish, all that stuff. And then, so I went from 230 pounds, 228 pounds to um, 180 that I'm in right now. So I lost a lot of weight. So that has been a huge change on my health and on my stamina, on my daily strain that I have throughout the day. Like I feel like right now when I was in my 18s, like just pumping up the steroids all the time. I feel great and I feel like better than ever before.
And you attribute that 100% to dieting?
Yes, absolutely.
So, how has technology changed in your specific trade over the years?
A lot. It has changed a lot. I mean, we went from Everything being done by hand, to framing guns, to skill saws. Now, like nowadays, everything is pretty much cordless. And I remember one day, um, I was doing clips from the top plates to the roof trusses. You know how they have those metal gaskets that like keep everything together. So trying to dry the Tico nails with the hammer, it was a terrible idea.
Were these like hurricane clips, basically?
Yeah, the H 2.5 hurricane
Yep.
clips. Yeah, those, if he like whoever is listening to these, like if you ever done this, like he will know what I'm talking about. Like doesn't matter how hard you try, you always gonna hit your fingers no matter what. So
What happens when one of those Tico nails takes off on you? Have you ever been hit by one?
oh yeah, many times because like you
They're
just
so short.
yeah, they're so short
If you
and
shank
they're
them, they will launch
yeah, I've
into
been
space.
hit in the face many times by Tico nails. But during that time, they came out with this Tico gun. It was super expensive. I was like, it doesn't matter.
Game changer.
I'm gonna buy it because like I don't want to hit my fingers anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just hard to drive those into the metal gaskets. It's just super hard. But I spent like $450 on buying this gun. That it was a life changing for me. It saved my fingers because you have no idea how bad you like. I mean, I was losing my fingernail like every 6 months. I'm surprised still grow back nowadays, but oh my god, that was probably my favorite uh
Game changing.
game uh changing that came out at that time because god, like I spent a lot of money, but it was
Did it
every single penny was worth it.
must have made you faster too.
It did. It did. I mean, I was already fast hitting my fingers, but oh my god, with that gun, like took me 30 seconds rather than 10 minutes for each clip. Yeah, I want to say that for me that was one of the best cool ideas that anybody had at that time.
You've done so many different things that I have personally witnessed in the industry, and I've only seen what, maybe half your career, not even. Um, what's the coolest thing in your opinion that you've ever done?
Oh, that's a hard one because I done so many things and like everything that I done.
What are you most proud of at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, is being able to climb up on a tower crane. For me, like if you would have asked me um, if I will ever be a crane operator, I'd be like, no way. I mean that was scary, but it was a really good thing that I did. And I think I have a video of it. The only video that I took, and I mean, just looking back, like if he even nowadays, like I would not believe if he like I didn't have that video. And like I said, I've been like operating a lot of equipment too, like know how to run skid, know how to run pretty much any machine, any heavy equipment that is out there.
Is there any one task that you can look back on and just be like, that was badass, or that was really cool? Like I'm thinking of like the balconies that you had to come fix at one of those jobs, or the whole siding job you did at another one, or you did all the doors and trim. Like which one of those And that's just the stuff I know. Is there one thing that you're just like, that I would never want to do that again, but I did it, and I can put that on my resume at this point?
I want to say that it would be a forklift operator because, I mean, it's really great, being able to operate a machine that they can lift tons of weight, just being able to operate something like that is incredible. But my God, that job is horrible. I did it for 2.5 years on this framing company, uh, and I had enough. I was like, man, like just give it to somebody else. Like I don't want to be a forklift operator. My uncle is being
What makes it so hard? Because I mean, most people look at the person in the forklift like, oh, so lucky, doesn't has AC, doesn't have to be out in the rain, sitting all day, driving.
on that standpoint. Yes, I would agree, but it's just the other things that people don't see. Like you can easily kill somebody with a forklift.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure to.
There's a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and I want to say that's just on any heavy equipment, on any machine. Um, there's a lot of things that they can go wrong operating a machine. I'm gonna shouldn't say this, but um, I when I was a forklift operator, we had this job where like we did all the asphalt first before building anything. And then I was going so fast. I mean, this is funny and scary at the same time because like I have never seen I have seen people like tilt the forklift, right? Just because they're over like overload or just doing something that they're not supposed to do, right? I mean, that's really common for people to do. But I almost flipped that thing to the side because I was too fast and I took the turn way too fast. And then I was for like a good 5 seconds on two fucking wheels.
Were you carrying a load at this time?
No, it was empty, but oh man.
Were
Like,
you like dug into the ground with those two wheels?
no, it was like say it was asphalt.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was going fast. I took the turn way too fast, and here I am, two wheels on the forklift for like 5 seconds. That was, I mean, it was super scary and funny at the same time because like I would never thought that like a machine that heavy can do that. They're not meant to do that, but somehow I did it, and I was like, God, I was so lucky that I didn't flip that thing to the side.
So just getting back to my original question, how old are your kids?
Uh, that's a good question.
You got to be
um,
quick with that one.
15, 11, 4, 3, and 1.
Busy man.
Yeah, there's a lot to remember. I will give you that. So your 15-year-old, if you were to take him out on a little tour and you wanted to show him the coolest thing that you've done, like I built this. I was responsible for installing this. What would that thing be?
That would be La Cantina door because that was a real pain to build.
Explain that door.
Well, this door is like a sliding door, right? The only difference is that you have several doors that they need to slide. These doors they weigh like I want to say 200 pounds each. The frame doesn't weigh that much, but it's just I feel like I can do a little bit a better job on like how that thing is put together because the only thing is holding that is some screws and a piece of like it's not even wood. It's not even a solid thing that it like holds that in place. And I mean, I feel like for me, that's been like one of the coolest thing I ever built because like
Well, it's a really cool product.
it is a really cool product. I mean, you have to see it to like know what I'm talking about, but it takes um a lot to put that thing together because like I'm not really good at reading instructions. I'm kind of the type of guy that like likes to figure it out on his own, you know. Just like once in a while, just because I feel like not getting anywhere, I just like take a peek on the instructions. But like other than that, I just like to do it on my own, just trying to figure it out, like what makes sense, right? But I mean, um, I think we have 8 panels on that door. Can't remember how many it was. Eight panels.
Yeah, I would say
8. That was a huge um, sliding door, and it took I want to say 7 guys to pick up that frame and set it on place. It was so heavy at that point. Once like picking up like one piece, easy. But once you like put all the puzzle together and it becomes this giant square frame, metal frame, um, yeah, it takes a bunch of guys to pick it up and put it in place. But it takes time. It takes like skills to like put those things together. And I feel like I should feel proud about that. And then that's something that like I wouldn't want to show to my kid. You know, he's like, yeah, I built this. And I feel like the best part of putting that together is how smooth like it will slide off like butter. You know, it was just so
just satisfying.
so satisfying to just like watch the final product how it came out. It was so smooth. It worked better than I thought it would, just because the size of that door.
Are you open to sharing some stories of things that you've seen on site?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were on this job site. Um, that takes skills. I want to say it takes a lot of skills. Like that can't just be done by anybody. You know, like it has to be the right person to do this. So we were working on Golden or Jackson Street. This project that we were building. Like somebody took the time to climb up the ladder, a 6 foot ladder, and take it down on top of the ladder.
It always comes back to
Dookie.
toilet talk.
I mean, I was mind blowing.
Were you the individual that had to move the ladder?
Luckily not, but the laborers did that one time. But I mean,
Just straight to the dumpster.
straight to the dumpster. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that was easy. But I mean, just the effort that that person take, the balance that that person needed to have to stand on top of the ladder and take a dump on a 6 foot ladder. Like I hardly been able to like climb all the way to the top and not lose my balance. Like just can't imagine like this guy just I feel like he was butt naked or pants down, whatever.
Acrobat.
Whatever. But I mean, that was the funniest thing I ever seen somebody like do. It was incredible.
Have you ever lined someone out on task and you felt like you explained it really, really well and you came back to see that they have done it completely wrong?
Oh, absolutely. Not gonna say the name, but you guys will know who I'm talking about. We were doing siding actually that one day. I even draw a picture for this piece of siding that we needed to cut. This person cut it like 10 times and he wasn't able to get it right. You know, I was like, just in my mind, I was like, how hard it is to cut a piece that only has three three different dimensions. You know, just a little corner, nothing too crazy, but it just makes you wonder what is going through that guy's mind. You know, like you can explain yourself all day long until you came across this person that like just playing the same thing over and over and over again, and he doesn't get it. Like he just like doesn't. Uh, I don't know if it doesn't make any sense or he's just like on his own world, but like me having to explain the same thing more than 3 times is just mind blowing. And I felt like that guy had to like been going through some rough time, right? And then I ended up like hopping out of the basket and like cut that piece myself. Because that one day it was windy, it was cold, and then we were on this man lift, reaching out, all the way out, super scary. And like I said before, Fredo Heights being like seven floor, 7 floors up on the air, it's not easy. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that you like show them how to do things, and like 2 seconds later they're like doing it wrong. You know, it could be the simple thing that you just trying to explain, but on somebody else's mind is more than a simple thing.
So what advice do you have for that person that's having a hard time trying to explain something? What have you learned to do to motivate and to make sure that your expectation is coming across clear?
Well, first of all, like back in the day, like the reason for me that stopped me, I'm just gonna talk about my personal experience. Um, Back in the day, for me, it was really hard to kind of like learn anything. The reason for that is just, I mean, it was obvious. I was on bad habits, using drugs, using like all these things that like they mess up with your learning skills. Like you can't retain anything when you're like on stuff like that. And then I would just recommend that to people who like want to learn something, like just slow it down for a little bit. You know, try to learn something good for yourself, and then that will like over time that will pay it off. And then I feel like there's a lot of people like that that like they're listening to you, but they're not like mentally there. You know, and like I said, for me that was kind of like my biggest problems when I start on the tray. You know, like just trying to weigh. I've been clean for since I was 22 years old.
It's awesome.
Yes, and
Congratulations. That's
that
huge.
was also like a life changing for me because I I feel like when I stop uh, putting all these things into my body, like my body react. You know,
Mhm.
it's just like, all right, now we can do this. You know, now we can retain this information,
Mm.
and I mean that's how it was for me. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. It's just like how it was for me. Like it was really hard for me to learn anything because like I was always under the influence.
Right. Yeah,
And
it's tough. That's a
yeah,
tough mental spot to be in. So it's really
yes,
cool that you overcame it.
I did. I think I just did it on at the right time
Right.
because I'm not completely crazy.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I mean like um I mean it all comes down to like the health that you're in, you know. Like if you want to learn something, like try to like do the right things, you know. Like can't be doing um crazy things and try to do some good things at the same time.
Yeah.
But
This might be a hard question, but something that I'm curious what your take is. But how is the industry working to attract a more diverse workforce in terms of like we're starting to see a lot more there's a humongous generational gap between young and people who have been in the trades for a long time. We're also seeing women enter the trades more frequently.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I seen a lot of like women in construction, and the reason for that is because like there's a lot of people out there that like is hungry to work, to learn, to make a living for themselves, and there's other people that they just go for a paycheck. That's I feel that's the difference between like somebody willing to learn and to be somebody in life that, that like they're hungry to do something with their lives, you know. Like for me, like I said, it was my family what kept me motivated to learn the trades, to become who I am nowadays. But for the new generation, I don't know, I just feel like they've been having an easier life. Um, because like I say, I mean, nowadays they have everything on their um touch of a finger, you know.
Yeah.
For us, at least for my generation, it was like figure it out the hard way, you know. And like I said, technology
No, yeah,
comes
no instant gratification.
right.
I mean, that doesn't really happen in this industry. There isn't really not much instant gratification. There's a few moments where it does happen with, you paint an entire floor, or you lay a bunch of flooring. It's like, "Oh, wow, this changed this whole area instantly." But when you're talking about framing or windows or siding or any of the big concrete, it's a slow, kind of grueling process at some points. So you have to have some some determination to get through it and get to the end of each of those um tasks.
Yeah, I really have a lot of respect for people who like they try because I mean, just showing up to work. I mean, because everybody has problems on the daily basis, but I mean, showing up to work, putting a good face, and then just pushing throughout the day. I mean, that's something that like I have respect for, you know. And then, like I said, I see a lot of women lately uh, working on the trades, and then I feel like I don't feel like that we're taken over by women's, but I've I feel like we need them, you know, because there's a lot of people, young people, a lot of young guys that like they just They're either playing video games or just doing all the people nowadays that like to do, like being like a streamer or I mean whatever those things are, you know? Like I mean, how long is that gonna last?
Right.
You know? And then I mean, like I said, I respect that too, you know, but like I feel like the reason why we see a lot of women is because a lot of the guys, the younger guys, like they're not interested on the trades anymore. Like they just want to have an easy life, a relaxing life, and don't work hard at all.
So looking into into the next 10 years, how do you see the demand for skills? Where do you see us at as an industry?
Well, it's gonna be a lot of demand no matter what because like we always like technology is not gonna replace like anytime soon what we do on the trades. I mean, they can come out with some cool tech that it might be um, renovating the way that we do things, but like I feel like it always gonna be demanding for guys, for women, for whoever that person might be.
Is there something that is in your head that we could make that would help make the blue collar world more appealing to the younger generation?
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta love what you do, and then um, put a meaning to the trade that you want to do. You know, um, there's a lot of good things in the trades that you can learn, the skills that like I would not change at all. All the skill sets that I built over the years, I would not change a thing. You know, if I go back in time, like I would have like done the same thing, a little bit different, less uh, the harder way, but um, yeah, I would not change a thing. Like I love what I do, I like what I do, and it rejoices me.
Those skills that you've built over the last 20 years, right?
20 years
How often do you use those skills outside of work?
every day, because like I'm that type of the guy that like is always doing something. Like I can s- um, sit still. Like I got to do something because that's how like I was raised with my grandparents, and like I use my skill set to work around the house, to to do side jobs, to do like whatever. I apply that to every day outside of work.
And not only the hard skills that you've developed, what are some of the soft skills that you've developed, like problem solving or communicating with other people?
The soft skills I want to say is like not lose my mind over things that I see daily, like just people not using common sense. You know, like if you would have asked me that question uh, on my early 20s, like I would have lose the shit like in a second. Like couldn't stand people like that.
So
I,
it's given you patience.
Patience, pretty much. Like I learned how to be. I mean, it's still a lot. I still have a lot to work on, but I mean, patience is like one of the things I um, learned, a soft skill that I learned over the years. How to, because like everybody started the same way, right? Like when you're new, when you're green, like yeah, like it will be hard if you just a knucklehead to that person. Like I at least try to like look back how it started and how it was, and then I try to like not be the same way, because it was hard for me to learn because like there was a lot of hard people out there. They like tried to teach me not on the right way, but on the mean way. But I just keep my head down because all I wanted to do is learn the trade and make up a living for myself. And I don't want to be that person. I try to be uh, more mindful about what I do.
Do you, do you think the younger generation needs a little more of that though?
Some of them they do. I mean, I work in this industry with a lot of young people, old people, and I mean, we all build different. But yeah, younger generations, like, there's some good people, there's some okay people, and there's some not okay people. But I mean, it all depends on like how you want to like turn your life around, you know. Like,
When
but
you
you,
when you say not okay people, can you give me an example of what that I mean, no names or anything, but
well, that would be uh dumb people to me. Like,
What's like a characteristic? What's something that you see in a person that's not okay?
you know, I'm always the type of the guy that like just wants to get their hands on and do it.
Right.
Like I don't like to wait for the next people or wait for that people to do it. And then just like when I see somebody that just like takes his time, like nothing is going around, you know, I just like,
Like lacks the motivation.
yeah, the lack of motivation, it's just like so slow. Like, I don't know if it does the right word, but I mean, like, just get up and do it. Like, whatever that means for you, like, just get up and do it. Just show some effort. Like, just like, I mean, I get that sometimes you just gotta go slow in life, but not in construction.
Do you think I wonder what where do you think that comes from? Do you think it's lack of confidence? Do you think it's lack of give a care? Where do you or do you think it's both?
For me, it's both. Like, it has to be both. I
Right.
mean, like, you can be young, you know, but I feel like when I see some of these young guys, they just feel like they don't have any energy to like go out through the day. Like, they're just like dragging all day long. Like, I'm on my late 30s, 38 to be precise, and I feel like I have more energy than a 18-year-old nowadays.
Thank you, carnivore diet.
I mean, yeah, I want to say that it comes down to like
it's
how,
probably
how you
probably
treat your body.
full night's sleep and
Yeah,
just prioritizing your own health more than a early 20s, late teens kid, right?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you just gotta show some energy. Like, I can't stand people just like dragging their feet when they're walking. Pick up your feet, dude. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean I owe a lot of my life to the trades and what it's done for me and my family and my ability to do what I want to do. So I really wonder how can we make what we all do appealing? Like how do we market it to a younger person and say why this is a good time for someone young to join the trades or why this is a good time for anyone of it any age, really? Why is this a good time to start the trades?
It's never a good time or a bad time to start the trades. I mean, it just comes down to like where you want to take your life,
Mm.
and it's always a good time. If you ask me, my personal opinion is always a good time to be in the trades, to learn some skills that they're gonna last you a lifetime. You know, those type of skills that you build over the years, they're um uh what's the right word that I want to use here? They're priceless, in my opinion, because um the skills that you build on the trades, they're gonna last you a lifetime that you can apply to your daily basics, to your life. And there's like a lot of good trades out there. I mean, doesn't have to be what we do, you know, uh, framing, carpentry. Like you can be a plumber, you can be a electrician, HVAC. You know, there's a lot of good trades out there. I mean, if I would to ever change what I do, I would become a plumber. I like plumbing a lot. Don't know anything about it, but I like it.
Do you think that there is more financial stability within plumbing versus anything else, or do you think it's kind of industry wide where there's that financial stability?
It's pretty wide. It's pretty wide. I mean, uh, like I said, the only limit is the sky, but like you can be almost whoever you want to be in any trade. You know, that will be determined by yourself and nobody else.
So what's stopping you right now in the segment that you're in your life from becoming a plumber?
Um, Nothing really, just timing.
Mm.
You know, I'm always busy with my life. I'm always working. I have no free time for myself because the free time that I have, like I like to share with my loved ones, and that's about it. Get up the next day and do it all over again.
You made a really good point. The stability of deciding to have a career in the trades is all on you. I mean, if you're a good tradesperson, you are not going anywhere. If you are skilled, dependable, hardworking, there's never not going to be a need for that person.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. And yeah, I feel like I have since I started in the trades, like people when I like let's say job gets slow, like they laid off a bunch of people, and like for whatever reason, I'm like always the last one to be there. And if for whatever reason, like I decide to like stop doing what I'm doing and go and do something else, like I always get a call from people. He's like, "Hey, you're willing to come and work for us and this and that." Over the years, I worked for many companies, for GCs, for framing companies that like they know me because show up and do what I do best. Just show up and do my good work ethic. And then people like even if you don't realize, people notice that. And like I said, I work for many people. I have really good opportunities, and life goes on, you know. And here we are. But I felt like I early on I made a name for myself. Like if you would ask the people that knows me, like I'm sure they would have something good to say about me. And I have get several offers to go back in to the framing companies, but not really interesting. My goal is different nowadays. I want to do something else better, um, because at the same time, I'm not getting any younger. You know, one day I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna be old. I want to do. Still want to be on the trades, but I want to do something different. Just being superintendent, lead superintendent one day. Kind of like that's kind of where I'm leaning towards these days. I think I done a good um, career over the years. I think like I wouldn't change a thing of the things that I have done because they have made me who I am today.
What's the number one thing that you've learned as a carpenter by trade that you're going to carry on to your next role in management as a superintendent?
There's a lot into it, and I've been a foreman for the framing company. I have some knowledge about what things need to happen before we even go to trial and things like that. And I like to look for those things. I like to kind of like be on top of it because as a carpenter, it's really hard to fix things after drywall, after electrical, after plumbing, like you name it. There's a lot of things that they go into a building after framing. Framing is just the first part that goes into it. And then I like to be on the lookout for those things. Just making sure that like we don't I mean, we're always gonna have errors, but like looking for those things early on, it makes the difference. Makes the difference. And then I wanna carry that knowledge into my next role.
Has there been any? Do you have any disturbing stories that you've any disturbing things that you've seen over your years in in working on all these jobs?
Yeah. Um there was an older guy that was working with us. He was a carpenter. Um he was coming down the ladder, 6 foot ladder, and somehow he missed the last step and break his ankle. Like his bone was sticking out. Like it was it was just super um super like weird. I mean, I never see a broken bone sticking out before. And that was just disgusting and horrifying at the same time because this guy was screaming, crying. He was an older guy, probably like 50s, and it was just disturbing, really disturbing. And then um, one guy, we were doing trusses. We were swinging trusses with the crane on a roof, and from that day over, I started wearing jewelry to work. His finger got caught on the rope and peeled his whole skin out because he was wearing his ring, and that was bad. And yeah,
Yeah, I think we've all witnessed accidents and just kind of horror stories on site. Overall, how do you think we do as an industry to protect workers and keep high safety standards safety standards across the board?
we do a lot better than what we did 10, 15, 20 years ago. A lot better. There's a lot more safety tool talks. Like, I don't think before 20 years ago I ever heard about a tool talk ever.
Toolbox, yeah, toolbox talk.
Toolbox talk, whatever. I don't think I ever heard about that on my early years in the industry. And I feel like
Do you think they're effective for you personally?
they are. They are. I mean, you can be a guy that has been working on the trades for 10, 15 years, and you think you know it all about safety, but you don't. You know, we really need those toolbox talk because there's a lot of good things in there. Things, I mean, that I didn't even know personally. And there's some good information there. There's some good safety advice that come along with. And overall, I feel like
Well, even just to get your mind thinking about safety in general is
absolutely
a good practice.
it is.
Yeah, because we all know it takes a split second for something to go wrong.
Well, I even see a guy not being able to walk for weeks because he got twists with a drill that he got stuck. He just like twists his arms and boom, he wasn't able to walk for 2 weeks. And um and even on tools nowadays they have a lot of safety features that they didn't have on the early days. And the same goes for the safety, just in general, just safety. Like, I feel like it has become a long way. I mean, at the end of the day, is for the individual to take all the precautions to do his work, to for him to do his task. I mean, safety is a big thing that everybody should have in mind. I mean, because it takes a second for you to get hurt, and sometimes it's game over.
Do you have any any final thoughts that you would like to throw out to anyone in the industry in general, or well, two things. Yeah, just in general and to a younger person that is potentially thinking about pursuing what you've done, becoming a carpenter.
Like I said, follow your dreams. Number one. Second is the limit is the sky. I mean, I feel like you put the limits to yourself. Like, anybody can overcome anything. You just gotta will it. You just gotta, like, have a reason to do the things that you're doing. And yeah, I mean, we need a lot of young people, good people. You know, like, there's some good people out there, young people, and it's better. I feel like it's better to teach new habits to younger people than try to change old habits. You know, but yeah, I mean, if you want to go into the trades, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can choose from nowadays. You know, and just pick what you like and just make it a something that, like, you like, and then you want to make a career out of it.
Is it worth it?
Absolutely, 100%. It's worth it. It's worth it, and the way that like not only you building skills for yourself, but you also like building a career out of it. If that's how you want to take it, if that's how far you want to take it, you can build a career out of any trade. Yep. Well, I just want to say thank you to all those guys that take their time to teach me on my early days, to believe in me when I didn't even believe in myself. Just thank you so much. Appreciate all the help, all the kindness that you guys did for me. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Jose. Until next time.